guys, so I'm doing a lot of updates all of a sudden, but at the same time, I guess when you realize you're dying and you don't have much time left, you kind of just want to spill everything you can to help other people because that's all at the end of the day you want to do. Some people want to do when they know that they're not going to be around much longer. So, I'm making a mix of updates. I know this one I'm using a beauty filter, but I won't lie, it makes me feel a little better about myself. And then my other videos, I have nothing on, and obviously I'm ugly as, um, ugly. But, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about in this update how social media has really affected me in a short period of time. Before I was creating my own content and updating. Well, I took like a 3-month break, mainly because of all the medical problems, but also because I didn't have the motivation to update. And so I became what I would like to call a viewer. I would constantly look at other people's content. And while doing so, I lost some of my own creativity, my own imagination, and I became a little depressed because I was watching all this stuff that I realized I will never experience in my life. And even though I'm happy they're able to experience that kind of life, I still felt almost like, like below them, almost like they were like almost like gods and goddesses, and I was just, peasant is what I would call it. And I'm well aware that God finds me beautiful. He finds everyone beautiful and he loves everyone with unconditional love. But I'm also always been kind of a scientist. That's why I have espscience.com, which I hope maybe one day I get to work on if I do survive this ordeal. But scientific wise, I can prove to people that I'm not that attractive. Like it's the positive people will be like, well, everyone's beautiful, you're beautiful. But I have the numbers. I have the reality that I have never been that beautiful and I'm not that beautiful. I mean, especially when I tried to be a model and I never got one box cover. No, I never got a magazine cover. And like, I had less followers than anybody, which is like, should have like rang the bell in my head that, maybe I should have quit then, because that's like an obvious sign that you're not you're not that beautiful, especially when everyone around you is getting millions of followers and I only got a couple thousand. And, I just thought maybe it was my mouth, which is why I didn't get that many followers, because I did talk about a lot of like philosophical weird shit. But as I look back on some of the other pictures, I realized, man, I really wasn't that pretty. And, I was so full of myself thinking I was, which is probably why I never got popular, because, popular people deserve the popularity. Most popular people are, legitimately angelic, angel-like people that do no wrong. So, I just, I'm starting to realize the truth now. And I know I can't go back in time and change things, but it is kind of sad though, because I wasted so much of my life trying to be something that I was never going to be, period. And was I warned? Of course I was. People on the Facebook group Crossville Chatter was, calling me ugly and disgusting. And like, at the time when I was reading those comments, I just thought people were being bullies. I was like, oh, they're just jealous, or oh, they're just bullies. But now I realize they really thought that. I really was that ugly person that they were calling ugly and disgusting. And now I just wish I would have taken those comments and changed the direction of my life. Because if I did, I'd probably be alive a lot longer than I'm going to be alive now. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I know I sound mopey when I'm talking about how ugly I am, but the facts are the facts. If I would have just listened to them and moved on with my life and been a normal person with a normal job, I would be alive probably another extra 10 years. But I kept fighting for a dream, and a stupid dream that just was impossible to achieve. And I know a lot of people are like, well, there's overweight models and there's models with bad skin, there are, but they're like way beautiful, more pretty than I was. Like, and that's what I just wish social media and stuff would start teaching. And I know it's negative, but it's also life-saving. It's sad that a lot of people are still kind of like me and trying to do things that they'll probably end up just like me, like trying hard to be a model and failing, and getting into drugs and then prison, and then, all because they're chasing a dream that just legitimately can't happen. And, but people don't want to be realistic anymore because they're like, well, that's damaging. Well, if I would have listened to the damage and moved on, I would live longer. I would be happier because I would have realized, hey, just some people are born beautiful, some people aren't. But the facts are, if you're not born beautiful, it's not that God hates you or you did something wrong. It's just scientific, you just weren't lucky. But it doesn't mean you can't be happy. It just means you need to focus your energy on something else than trying to be something you can never be, And I just wish I would have known that when I was younger, so I could have changed the trajectory of my life and not tried so hard to be a beautiful model when obviously, like, I wasn't. And it's sad, And I just wish I would have listened to the bullying because a lot of it was true. Wow, right? I mean, I just thought it was bullying, but now being older and realizing the truth, I realized that, yeah, they were being mean, but they were also being honest. And I should have listened to those comments and quit a long time ago and just tried to do something else with my life. And I know everyone's like, well, everyone's beautiful and blah, blah, blah. In God's eyes, we are. We're all beautiful in God's eyes. But there is a little bit of a formula to Hollywood and the entertainment industry. And, do some people make it that had all the odds against them? Yes. But it's like winning the lottery if you're that lucky. I mean, and usually they've done something remarkable to get that kind of luck. So, I know I don't want to call people ugly, but some looks just can't make it. And if people could just realize that at a young age and try and like focus their energy on doing something else, maybe they won't get so depressed and sad when they use all their effort to make it and then they don't. And, it causes a lot of depression and illness. And I wish I would have listened to the Crossville Chatter on Facebook and just said, hey, thank you guys for telling me, now I can do something else. Anyway, I love you guys, and I just wanted to share that with you. I know it sounds mean, but it's the truth. At least in my life, it was the truth. And I just wish that I would have listened. Love you guys. And, yeah.